Hello, YouTubers. I am an extremist. I've always been kind of an all or nothing girl. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good. I kind of like to push things to the edge. And last summer, I did probably the most extreme thing I have ever done in my life. And that was, I did this thing called Vipassana. And what that was I went up to Northern California. And I went to like this retreat where you could not speak, read, write, or make eye contact with the other 120 people for 10 days. Yes, you heard that right. You could not speak, read, write, or make eye contact with the other 120 people for 10 freaking days. And you know, I'm not used to being quiet for more than 20 seconds. I have a hard time. So I thought it would be quite a challenge. And well, what it's based on is Vipassana is it's not sectarian. There were people from all faiths, Christians and Hindus and Buddhists and Muslims and everyone. And but what it is, it's a practice. It's actually supposed to be the true teachings of the Buddha, where it's just really a process. It's not, because it's not Buddhism per se, because the Buddha really never wanted anybody to follow him. He just wanted to teach this practice called Vipassana. And the basic belief behind it is that human beings are driven by either craving or aversion. Craving or hatred. So you crave something, you can never quite get enough of it, so you want to repeat the action. You never quite get it because you crave it. Same thing with hatred. If you really hate something, you draw more of it to you. So this is a process where you actually sit and meditate. They wanted us to meditate for 13 hours a day. I got up to 5.5 hours, and I was pretty proud of myself, let me tell you. But actually, well, let me just continue with this because I'm getting off track here. It's a process where you go through your entire body and feel every sensation. You start at the top of your head and you go all the way down, and then you do the same thing. You go all the way back up. And in the beginning, you don't really know what you're doing. You know, and you have all these monkey thoughts coming through your head, and you're thinking about, you know, what your grandmother said to you 10 years ago, and you know what your husband said to you, and the fight you had, and all this kind of stuff. But they want you to bring your mind back to the sensations in your body. And no matter what is going on in your body, they want you to be okay with it. That's what the process is, to teach you how to be equanimous, or equal with anything that's going on with your body. You don't have any preference one way or the other. Well, anyway, I did that. And then after that, I could talk about that another time because I don't want to go too much on about it. But if you have any questions about it, I'll surely answer. It was really something. Actually, the speaking part was the not speaking part was the easy part. The difficult part was the pain. Oh, I was in such excruciating pain for 3 days because I wasn't used to sitting with my back straight, with my legs crossed for all these hours and hours. And but then after they gave me a chair. They gave a bunch of us who were crying from pain in a chair. And then, if you've ever heard the expression dying of boredom, I almost died of boredom there for a while. But then you were allowed to talk to a teacher for 5 minutes a day if you had any problems or anything like that, any issues. And the teacher told me that boredom was a habit pattern. And I thought about that, because when I'm home, I work for myself, so I'm a great boss but a horrible employee. So I will, I constantly interrupt myself. I'll go to do a task, and I'll, run on the computer and play a game if I don't like it, or if I don't like what I'm, the task I'm doing. So I thought, if I could just become equanimous with anything that I'm doing in my life, I could be totally free, see? And I could get a lot done on top of it. Anyway, I did that, which I got a lot out of it. But then afterward, the second I left that Vipassana center, I went to Burning Man, and drank beer. Now, I don't know if you guys know about Burning Man. I'm sure some of you do, but Burning Man is this city that they build once a year in the Nevada desert for 30,000 people, all artists. And they come to this place to display their art and to just kind of, it's like this alternative society. It's quite something. Anyway, at Burning Man, you have to have all your own food, all your own water. It's a total survivalist thing. So if you don't have enough water, they won't let you in. And food, the only thing you could buy in this city is coffee and ice. Those are the only two things. And clothing is also optional, where only about 5% of the 30,000 people were nude, and they were predominantly extremely well-endowed men. Now, I haven't been around, but I've been nearby. I've never seen anything like this before. Dragging in the mud. You know what I'm talking about? And it was incredible. But they also dress like the Mardi Gras. It's like they get really, exotic costumes. And now also you have to have a bicycle, because once you get there, you can't have a car because there's too many people wandering around. And you also either have to have a Michael Jackson mask or a gas mask, because the playa dust, they call it playa dust, the dust on the bottom of the desert is about this thick, white dust. It's extremely difficult to breathe. And you're totally covered. Your car is covered, your body's covered, your shoes are covered with this white dust all the time. So you would see these women driving down the road on their bicycles, wearing these exotic Mardi Gras type skirts, topless, wearing gas masks. It was really something. It was very surreal. Anyway, I encourage you to go on Google and look up Burning Man if you're not familiar with it, and see some of the incredible photographs that they have. Look for the photos. It was really something. Anyway, that was my very extreme summertime last year. I have an English friend, this artist, and I told him what I did, and he said to me, I can't really do the British accent, all Americans sound Cockney, but he said something like, well, Patti, you have taken the human experience to the absolute edge. There's nothing left for you, short of human sacrificial ritual or bloodletting. So I thought that was pretty funny. Anyway, I would like to invite the YouTubers to share, make a video vlog or text, I don't care, on what's the most extreme thing that you've ever done in your life. And I hope you all take me up on my invitation. You have a great night. Patti Pie signing off.